some seeking adventure, some bound in chains. Through battles waged and fought, through victory and pain, by test of their courage, our freedom was gained. In homage to those gone before us, the heroes of lands in the sun, we vow to join hands and to focus on building one Caribbean. Raise your voices high.
Welcome brothers, welcome sisters, welcome to our program On Target. And as usual, as soon as we start this program, you pick up the telephone and give us a call. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, my friend.
Thank you, caller, and welcome.
How are you?
Great, man.
You good, boy. The bell ring.
Yes, it's a good opportunity now, the day for election that people been asking for is right here. You ready for the election?
More than ready. I'm sorry we didn't have to go vote tomorrow.
No, but you still have some days to prepare to make certain your name on the
Yes,
list
everything,
to
my name,
inform
everything
those
done.
who are still undecided whether they're voting for the NDC or the NNP. You encourage them to go and make decisions.
Well, I go do what I have to do.
You do what you have to do.
I have to vote for Oliver.
Oliver Joseph, yeah.
That is the man for us, the NMP.
Yeah.
You know where the NMP come from? I did with the NMP since Mr. Danny Williams was around.
Yeah.
Mr. Danny Williams was my representative for St. David already.
And Oliver did good in St. David's?
Yes, he did good.
Yeah, okay.
He did good.
Yeah, okay.
But I tell you, since in Mr. Williams' time,
Okay.
on the NMP side, and I don't go nowhere.
So you is an old stalwart?
I am all strong stalwart. Nobody on this face of the earth can move.
And they don't get rid of the old guards in the NNP?
No.
They keep them?
Yes.
And they also encourage the old people to participate?
So yes, encourage the young ones.
That is very important in politics.
Yes.
Because in politics, you always have to watch how you treat the older people
That's right.
and how you treat the younger people.
Amen.
That's very important in politics. Yeah.
You let me tell you something. When I was a strong, nobody stronger than me with Uncle Gary. Nobody at all.
Uncle Gary did his part, huh?
More than part
Yeah,
two.
he made the way, he did
And
his
then he
part.
drink. And let me tell you something, no? In the meeting one day, Uncle Gary say, go bring somebody to rule Grenada. I first jump up and say, Uncle, you're mad? Who is the person could rule Grenada after you?
Yeah, well, you must have that, eh? You must
Then
you must
he say he
believe.
go bring the person the next week. Friday when I go to that meeting, are they outside? Who go inside? I don't go inside. Hey, Uncle Gary, you know, everybody get inside for me, please, thank you. It's not outside the meeting, keep it, please, thank you. I run inside and I hid by the window. When I hid by the window and I see that young man coming, and he dressed him the same place as he just, I fight suit me, Papa.
But you see, it's very important in a country for us to have continuity.
Then
You know?
he come after the meeting now. He say who for his side, stay on his side, and who for kid's side, go on kid's side. Papa, yo, I jump. I say, bye-bye, uncle. Hey,
Well, yeah,
uncle,
because
every time you get a green lime now, you forget the ripe. I say, no, I don't forget the ripe one. I want the ripe one because the ripe one had juice in it. But the green one go come to have juice in it when I ready.
You see,
You understand me?
yeah, you see that is very important in life. In life, we have to have continuity.
Yes.
We have to have the generation supporting the next generation to come
Amen.
forward. We don't have to alienate them,
Yeah.
but we have to work together to go forward. It's a very, very important thing.
Yes, you walk together.
Parents and children in the community, the elders, we
Yes.
always have to work together.
And let me
Okay.
tell you something again, no. With no, NMP now and Blaze. No, Uncle George from the NDC and keep go for the new National Party. I say, what? I say, why attacking this?
You're talking about George Brizan?
Yes,
Right.
George Brizander from the NDC.
Yeah.
The George Brizander from the NDC, that is not what raining now.
Yeah, but you expect changes.
It's different.
Yes, sometimes things get better and sometimes things get worse.
Yes,
And you always have to move with what is better. You know,
yes.
so that's very important. They have
That's
made
right.
their contributions and we have to continue the struggle.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's struggling.
So
by
everything
yourself.
good otherwise.
So you have a wonderful and a blessed evening for that wonderful program you just have.
Thank you very much, and it's good to
God
see that
bless
you're
you.
open back. Yeah.
And I love you, darling.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Yes, today is Monday of the first week of Easter, and this week or this several days coming up, several weeks will be hot weeks. It's political weeks in Grenada, where the two sides battling, the two main sides battling for election will be working towards Thursday, the 23rd of June. And as the Prime Minister said, you have a long week to celebrate. Some will cry and some will celebrate. Whichever side decide to win, if they work hard and they're able to sell the philosophy, the strategy, the position to people, they will win. Because in Grenada, we have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
That's on the phone.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, afternoon. Mr. Pierre, yeah, I want to speak about something, eh?
Go right
About
ahead.
relationship. Okay? You see a young lady. You introduce yourself to a young lady. I say, young miss, I love you. I want to have a relationship with you. She say, okay. And in a relationship, with that you love her, she says she love you back. And within 3 years in the relationship, it's like you are the head of the home. And that young lady, you start to treat her with disrespect. When she go out, you're locking her outside. They don't come inside the house. But she have a choice, because she made a choice to fall in love with you. Right? So she have a choice now. When she don't get in that love and care and attention, she say, well, that relationship is not going nowhere, it's going forward, let us call it off. Okay, because of the way you're treating her. So she have a choice now to go and fight in a relationship with who she choose. And if she decides to go, I don't say anything, she don't betray nobody. If you want, because the way the treatment you're giving her, she have a choice to leave the relationship and go and find a relationship where she could find love, peace, and respect. And when you have people that was within the NDC, and when you treat them, you lock them out of certain session many times. You treat them, you call them all kind of name. And then they decide to go now and link a general relationship with NMP. You're calling them traitors. You call them traitors. When you look at the mean of traitors, it's someone who say to somebody, I would give that, I would offer, let us come send a command to do that. And then you go bend the person back and you betray them. You who betray them is the traitor, not the person that you betrayed is the traitor. And I want to say to the support of NDC, you are not getting the treatment, the old heads, and the way the leader presently treating you. And I would say you have to respect one another. Every one of us will have to get old. But we have to also always remember to respect. Respect the seniors. Respect everyone. You need the seniors. You need the young people. You have to respect them. And when they get a respect and a discipline, they have no chance to call up that relationship. So when they go into a relationship, you should respect their choice, because you cannot. Like some people want to say, well, I could make my own choice, but they can't make their own choice. We have age, and some of the people who do that in their own home, they can't make a choice for the family. But they want to tell people who to support, but you can't tell them who to support. I want to say to the Grenadian people, the supporters of NDC, come home. The house is open. There is love, peace, and tender care in that home. Come home to a house where you could feel rest. Where your heart, a bit of heart could be normal. And where that in that house your blood pressure will not go up, but you will be happy and comfortable because there is peace, love, and joy in that house. And that house is the house of NNP. The door is always open, the window is always open. I have a leader that have a vision to take a country forward. So, Mr. Pierre, have a bless.
Yes, well, I guess the NNP must be proud of you trying to extend the invitation to the members of the NDC. In politics, there is no permanent friends, no permanent enemies, only opportunities and alliances. It's a simplistic way to compare it with a woman, you know. But be that as it may, in politics, one man, one vote. And the parties woo the public. They try to influence the public by their philosophy, by their strategy, by their methodologies, and by their attitude. And it's very important. Some people would not vote for you if they believe you're not of their inking, if you're not of their inclination, if they believe that you're smarter than them. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome. Yes, caller,
hey,
welcome.
Brother, good morning. How you?
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Well, brother, the flag does officially now, and right now my thing is to match the candidate shoulder to shoulder, and match them up to see what their intentions are. You understand? Because some people are seeing the disguise in them, are seeing what you must call fake personality that they emanate from them. You know, some of them I know that they're not sincere. You understand?
You're breaking up, my brother. You're moving?
I'm not hearing you.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up badly. Are you moving?
Okay, I'm getting a feedback from you. I'm not moving.
All right, okay. Well,
are you hearing me now?
Better you cut off and call again. You're breaking
Okay,
up on us.
okay.
Just cut up and call again. Yes, it's very important for political parties to be able to sell themselves. In all fairness, the NNP seems or appear to have a better success story than the NDC. The National Democratic Congress have to sell themselves. They have to make people believe that they are able to unite. They have to be able to reach out to the ordinary people. We have to understand in Grenada context that every vote counts. All of us in Grenada could be justly proud of the electoral system. The electoral system in Grenada is fair, it is free, and it is free from fear. Why do I say that? From 1984, we have had election in Grenada without any case going to court. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre, good day.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, so far, the race season open now.
Yeah, the flag does.
And so what I hear some people saying about you don't have enough time. I had to laugh now because how could you have enough time? You have 5 years to prepare. The electoral office is open 5 days a week for all these years. Empty day, nobody go. You talk about you don't have enough time. I don't know if they're just taking that and make joke.
I think that's people just like to see that because some people jumping up, they're ready. Yeah. Now they call, they say they do so ready. So you don't bother with these people.
Well, so because when they realize after what going on there, because that meeting that takes place in St. Andrews, I feel that's kind of panic a few people. I was talking to a guy, a friend from America, and he said why he used to take the gun serious, but why he stopped taking the gun serious is when you can say you go borrow money to pay pension. He said maybe somebody give him that to read. He don't really understand what he get. If he read that, he said he should do a rehearsal first. And he said you make no road collapse in the sea under him, no road collapse in the sea. And naturally, even maybe he might pass the road in the mountain. So yes, and when they give him something to read, he just reading and just saying same thing to make people feel excited. But he should do a rehearsal with whatever he's reading before you get the guys like I say he take him serious, but after he only realize he's talking about he realize now he's a joker. I know but you go borrow money and put it on debt. Just he said it's a recurrent, nothing to say a one-off payment. It's a recurrent. So when you borrow that money, you must raise tax in order to get back money to pay back. So Chappelle, you have a nice day.
Yes, my brother. Yes, people is going to question what you see now. And there is a fact that we have the technology available to tape what you see. So when people speak, they have to be careful what they see. People could go and check the facts. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Punch.
Yes, Mrs.
There is a man who run for election in St. David's once. You call Mr. Whiteman.
Yeah.
This man did nothing for St. David's. The St. David's Cricket Club still waiting on a trophy he promised them while he was in power. The only person that really helped St. David's while they were there before now is Michael Andrews. He built a little stadium in Las Vegas and he was helping the people even in Old West Hall and everywhere. Tell Mr. Whiteman he should be ashamed to come out in England and come here and then he got all what he got from government, go China, go everywhere. Bring shame and Grenada with his son in China and then come in and talk about Kit Mitchell. No, he should be ashamed. And all what I'm talking about the Prime Minister looking for things for himself. Tell Mr. Whiteman all he and his wife did was look after themselves. They didn't look after nobody. Thank you.
Okay, well, you might have to go in one of the political meetings and tell Mr. Whiteman that. But in all fairness, as the politics heat up, all the candidates have to try to be careful. We don't want to push unnecessary bitterness and personal attacks. We have an electoral system in Grenada that is second to none. Perhaps it is one of the best, most effective systems in the Caribbean. We have a caller on the line. Welcome, caller.
Yes, but my dear darling, I come back.
Okay, go right ahead.
You know how they're telling Westerhall Close Rock? I want to tell some of them how they're calling Westerhall Close Rock.
What is the name of it?
You know I used to be walking and down here? A donkey cart. And when I stayed in Westerhall, when we have to go in town, we have to go up St. David. Mr. Whiteman help us go to after Mr. Williams. Mr. Whiteman come, the new National Party. The new National Party that give the road.
They did a lot of infrastructural work.
Yes, it was a lot of infrastructural work. One go, one come, and income is the new National Party. Is the best on the face of the earth. I tell all you, I'm 74 years of age, and I know. And I tell all you, when a foreign politician are going at the top, I don't want to go in the bottom. No.
So you convinced that a lot of work was done in infrastructure in St. David's, particularly with roads.
Yes.
Okay.
The new National Party.
Okay.
The new National Party that did that.
All right.
Then we get what do you call him? Oh God, the little one there.
Oliver Joseph?
No, before Oliver Joseph. That is
Mr. Lett.
Eh?
Before Oliver Joseph, we had Mr. Lett.
Mr. Lett was you on the new national in the seaside.
Okay.
In the seaside, and I'm glad you bring that picture come in the picture.
Okay.
When the NDC and them come in, they say what they come in and they go wrong now to take out all the senior citizen water. They come to me.
Did they take out your water?
They come at me. When they come at me, and Miss Jacob, the government sent me to take off your water. I say, hold on there. You just hold on there.
And you call Mr. Lett?
Yes, I call Mr. Lett. When Mr. Lett come down now, he said, you see this lady in front of me here? Don't touch your water.
Well, you were very lucky. You had contacts on both sides.
That's why I tell you, when I'm going behind people, I'm going at the top and I don't vex with nobody.
Yeah, but you have to...
I couldn't even bring Tillman.
Yeah, but you have to acknowledge there are some people that is not as fortunate and they lost their water.
They come, they take out Mr. Lett, don't, this lady don't take out your water.
So you were very lucky.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yes, so thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
No,
thank you.
bye-bye.
Yeah. Yes, you see, this is some of the challenges we have in the system. But we must understand as a people, and I think sometimes we don't have expressing enough confidence in our system. Our electoral system is a good one. It works. But sometimes the electoral people can't blow their own trumpet. The politicians, the political activists, the journalists are the ones to help blow that trumpet for the electoral process. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
I'm having a problem with you. Are calling on WhatsApp, but I'm having a problem
I'm
connecting
here.
with you, man. I'm getting a bad feedback. I'll cut off. Tell me if you're hearing me properly now.
I hear you relatively good. Go ahead. Okay. Yes, so sometimes you may have a little challenge in a location where you are. It is not usual, but I guess these things happen. Yes, I was saying the electoral process in Grenada is a good one. When you're dealing with the rest of the Caribbean, they are very proud and they respect the electoral process that we have. A number of times you hear people making unsavory remarks about the electoral process, which is not good. Your name is on the list, you make sure your name on the list. Today you have the benefit that you can stay at your home and pick up your telephone and find your name on the list. And since a lot of our children are using tablets in school, your children can do that for you. The children are accustomed going online. They are accustomed Googling for information. So they can go on the telephone and find out if the parent's name is on the list. And that is a good way. It's a good way to involve the children in the electoral process. They might be so happy to do that. And we must do that. And give us, yes. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hello.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm
Yeah.
calling in from the diaspora.
Thank you, and go right ahead.
Yes. Yes. I want to echo the call again for persons who are not registered. I am registered, and I would like those who are not registered, especially on all our supporters on the new National Party side, whichever constituency or polling division you are in, I want to urge you, do not take any chances. This is serious times, and we know definitely that the other side has been very arrogant, and they've been spewing a lot of gutter behavior in the past few weeks. They called for the election. Now the election is called, and we want to all be a part of the celebration when all the votes are counted. I want to urge you, especially males, those of you sitting by the rum shop today, those of you going out to the sea, those of you probably back in hanging out by the beach or hanging out with some friends on the block, please go out and make sure that your name is on the list. Even if you're not sure, go and double check. It's always good to double check and be sure that your name is on the list and that you will be counted and you will go out there and vote overwhelmingly. We're not going to take any chances because one vote shot could cost you the election. Election is a serious time, and we need to make sure that the new National Party is returned back into government to continue the progress. As you heard the motto, tried, tested, and delivering. We are in a time of COVID. We know definitely that for the past 2 years, things was a little bit on the slow, but now things will roll out. Huh?
Yes, you said things was a little bit slow. I'm
Yes.
listening to you. Things was a bit
Yes,
coconious.
as planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and I also want to if there is different people in different constituencies, St. John's, St. Mark's, St. Carriacou, Petit Martinique, Tongue of Grenville, all the different constituencies, Guave, St. George's South, Tongue of St. George, those of you who have witnessed the registration, the lines, anything like that, if they could call in and say, you know, what the lines look like. Was it a fast moving line? Was it something very slow? Persons who went out there as well and to get registered today. as the last option, please call. Let us hear which constituency or polling division they're from. That would have been very nice too, because I'm gonna see you guys soon.
Okay.
I only came on vacation, but I'm in the diaspora.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anybody that don't register yet, this is where the politicians are jumping up already. That is when you fail to do your job. You're supposed to be on the ground. You're supposed to know everybody that reached the age of 18 in your constituency. You should have had their name down, and you should have been using different strategy to get them to register. So sometimes when politicians jumping up already, you in the community know they don't ready. And I'm speaking to particularly new politicians, the new politicians on both sides, because you have to break into the status quo. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Well, I didn't go outside, so I really can't call to give that information. But before I make my substantive point, I find one day, this student Mitchell was telling people to register all along the line, and people was aware that elections would have been called. But I think for Keith Mitchell to give it one day, I find that is unconscionable. I ain't lying to tell you. And I don't particularly like that. I find that look like, my opinion, with due respect, I find that look like wickedness in a way. One day, although he was reminding them and aware of all the factors, but I mean, probably you could have himself said 2 days, because remember, it's not only the next side, probably you might be harming your side too. And sometimes in politics, yes, it might be a good strategy, but sometimes in the strategic point, your supporters might be affected too. So I think that, in all fairness, I think that is a bit, I don't find that looking so nice. That looks a bit wicked to me. But my substantial point is that I'm talking about this sexual harassment that alleged that's going on within the police force. And of course, the commissioner had some press conference about it. And the officers came out and actually denied what he said. Probably looked like he was lying. I don't know if this allegation is true, where they said that they take off their clothes and send their naked pictures to the people on the fort. And the commissioner was alleging it is not the hierarchy, it's the small people. And they say no. So whether who is right or who is wrong, I don't know. I'm not in a position to judge, and I am not blaming anybody or Keith Mitchell. The first thing they'll say, you're blaming Keith Mitchell. The fact is that sexual harassment is a thing that is not only the police force. It's been in companies for years. You have to do all that to get jobs and for promotion. It has been a thing that women have been facing ever since. It has been in the army. There was allegations of sexual harassment in the U.S. Army some time ago. But don't talk about allegations in the Catholic Church, sexual abuse of priests of church. You just name it. I can't, if I go to talk about the areas that sexual abuse has been going on against our women and children, it's not new to Grenada, so I'm not blaming anybody. But as a woman, I want to say unapologetic, with no apologies, I condemn it. And I think that Keith Mitchell, he is the head of the security forces, and he should look into it. I'm not too happy with the police investigating the police. I know that's the norm, but I think that not because it's a norm that we should go along and we should break, because it is humiliating and embarrassing as a woman, and I feel real hurt about it. That's why I had to talk about it, that you have to take off your clothes, or you have to have sexual favors to get a job, or to get a promotion, or to, for continuance of employment in the Royal Grenada Police Force. I condemn it in all strongest form. So they would I would like them to have an independent investigation into it and say the truth, because it appears to me, I could be wrong from what I'm listening and stand corrected, that the commissioner didn't represent the proper truth when they had the press conference. Because they are alleging that, look, what the commissioner is blaming the juniors, is not the juniors, it's the seniors on the fort. I'm subject to correction. These are just allegations. You have to say allegations, because a thing like that, you have to be very careful. It's the senior people. And if that allegation is true, please keep your hands off these women. Why they have that have sex with you to continue the job? I condemn that. And I'm hurt as a woman. So probably as Keith Mitchell is the he's in charge of the security services. We can't afford that. Our women must not be subjected to this sort of a thing in the Royal Grenada Police Force, or not only them, but whether it's in the Army, whether it's in SSU, whether it's in the private sector, the public sector, irrespective, inside Grenada or wherever you are, Trinidad, it doesn't matter, internationally. Our women, all women, must not be subjected to sexual harassment and had to be subjected to those sort of things to be able to keep their job or to get a job or to get a promotion, because it seems that's the norm. So this thing must stop, and must stop right now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, scholar, sexual harassment is an important discussion, and I would like to talk about these sexual harassment. But maybe between now, perhaps after the election, is a good time to spend some time on this issue. A lot of time women float around and they blame men. There are a lot of time men again impose themselves on women. There are a lot of variation to it. And sex is a powerful issue because man consider themselves as a hunter. I say sometimes a woman is like a nice, beautiful, drinksy mango. Some people will stone the mango and get it down. Some people will climb the tree to get the mango. Some will cut down the mango tree. And some will wait until somebody climb the tree, pick the mango, then hold them and take the mango from them. I think a lot of education have to go on with our young women. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yes, brother. I've seen on Facebook there that the Gunneck workers apparently on a go slow somewhere in St. George's there. I don't know. Apparently, like they're seeking some increase in salary or some old matter they had there. Okay. I don't know if they're trying to spite their way.
Where you see that on Facebook?
Government? No.
Yeah, are you certain it is? If you see it for the first time, okay, go right ahead. So they have an industrial action. Caller? The caller gone. Now is the best time for workers to have industrial action, whether we like it or not. Now is the best time to have industrial action. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my caller, welcome.
I don't support you there. I don't think it's the best time.
It's the best time because it's an election period.
Yeah, but the countries will be at ease.
Let's face it. When an individual wants to make a political point, his best time to make it is around election time.
Well, you might say that, but I don't support it. I really don't support it. And anybody that's saying no, Dr. Mitchell catch them with their pants down and they didn't have time to register, they are lying on themselves.
Well, they don't lie. Sometimes they never hear the news, they never pay attention to it.
Unless this person was not living in the world.
Maybe they're living in Grenada and they wasn't too. They say, well, you have a year again and they're predicting the doc will go down to December and, you know.
The doc was saying it, apart from the doc saying it, the electoral office said it, and it is known. It is known that
even though you call election next year, June, you're going to find some people with the pants down.
So
they're just not ready.
They shouldn't be blaming it on the doc.
You must get somebody to blame thing on. You must get somebody to blame thing on. Who better than Doc?
You blaming the wrong person.
No, Doc is the right person.
No, Doc can't hold anybody hand and go and make them register.
Doc is
every single Grenadian know that they had was to register.
Doc is one of the best politicians in the Commonwealth.
Yeah, but he's not the best man to raise anybody and bring them and register. Every Grenadian that wants to vote must know by now that they have to be registered. And they tell you once your name is on the list, whether you have a new ID card or not, you can vote. So nobody shouldn't use that as no excuse now.
Who is the most successful politician in the Commonwealth?
Dr. Mitchell.
Who is the longest serving politician in Grenada?
Dr. Mitchell.
Who is the politician that lead the most successful team in Grenada?
Dr. Mitchell.
He also led the team that win election on 3 occasions, winning all the seats.
He also led the team that lost to the NDC to 11 seats.
And then he come back and win 15?
Yes.
So he is the best person to criticize.
To criticize, but to say that Doc Kejem with the pants down, it is not true.
What
Everybody's
Wizard?
pants was supposed to be up.
You remember the song Wizard song?
About Stone?
Tell Stone?
Yeah.
You remember Wizard say Claudius?
Yes.
So Wizard tell you he is the best.
But everything Wizard say wasn't true.
But if some people don't have belt, how you expect them to keep their pants up?
Well, it's their fault to do have belt. Dr. Michel want to buy belt for them.
Why not?
No.
Dr. Michel might have to get a work for them to get money to buy belt.
No. So the people that
Just
say that they cut with their pants down, they're wrong. Every single person wants to vote should be registered. And those that didn't register, they didn't want to vote. They was only playing game around.
Well, they have today is the last, so they can. If they come today.
So they don't blame. No, the blame game should stop there.
You think we're going to stop the blame game?
Well, I can't say it's going to stop, but it should.
But you didn't stop. It's part of the culture to blame people when we don't get it right. We blame somebody else.
Yeah, but you see, when you don't get it right for yourself, you're blaming somebody else.
Yeah, we either blame the devil, we blame Christ, we blame with parents, we blame the school. We never blame ourselves. Yeah.
In any case, I'm seeing a lot of tension building up, and I think people should cool down a little bit.
You don't think election have tension?
Not the kind of tension, not the kind of thing somebody.
The demonstration, not the demonstration. The meetings, the crowd.
Well, you could have the meetings and so, but in any case, people have to remember that we all are Grenadians, and after the election, we still have to live together.
Yeah.
So don't let your tongue lead you, because we have to live together after the election. We have to live in the same Grenada, the same small Grenada. Grenada wouldn't get bigger after the election, and it wouldn't get smaller. So the same person you're meeting going up, you're going to meet that person coming down. So let us remember that. And do a cleaner, I'm not against the campaigning, but a cleaner thing.
Okay, brother.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Somebody saying Dr. Mitchell reminded them every time to get registered, up and down on the radio, television. No one to blame but the individuals. And you can share our live, give us an opportunity to share our program. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my brother. Welcome.
Yeah, I called from.
Yeah, we hear. Go right ahead.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that Dr. Mitchell had a brilliant policy. And the reason for me to say that is because the last couple of elections won is because all of his people are registered. The opposition elected states. Now he probably they got caught with their pants down because most of the supporters from them is registered. Whose fault is that? That's not his fault. That's brilliancy in the man to do that. So if they get caught with their pants down, nobody is to be blamed. But they should have been registered because they know this year wasn't there. So I say Dr. Mitchell reminded Pierre, who did so much for it, and man, it's a brilliant time. Thank you.
Yes, my brother. Thank you. It doesn't matter what you do in our country. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Yeah, I want to come back again and
make
the thing in terms of the Grenlec strike. I think I heard it on the news because apparently there's this strike to the south of the island because they had warned people to get their candles because apparently they wanted an increase of salary, and it's alleged that the government is, because the government now owns Grenlec, the government is saying that we can't afford to give you a runoff payment because the company is losing. And they are claiming, look, when WRB was there, everything was all right, and and there was no loss, and every single thing. Why all of a sudden that you take over the company, you say things will be better? Of course, we know that the current went up, and people made a cry, and they had to bring it down. You say all these things. Now you take the company back. Now you get the company. Things should be better, but things are worse. And so we're not settling for this one-off payment. We want it to be part, incremental and attached to the salary, the monthly thing. So apparently they have taken that action. So the guy that called and said that, I think he could be true.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So you're going to have this, and as I say, We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Hello?
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Yes. Good afternoon again. Mr. Pierre, please avoid that lady. She keep calling, and she might have a point sometimes.
Yeah,
but I
you
think
see the program. We try to open it up so people could express themselves. You know, we really encouraging the rank and file grenadiers to speak, and we provide the program with the flexibility so people can introduce new topics. And I never heard anything about the electricity protest. So when the first caller brought the information, because he said it was Facebook.
To spread the propaganda, we doesn't need the propaganda.
No, let us be tolerant. We have a good democratic system. We want to be tolerant on that program so that people could express themselves. Yeah? Yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you, brother. Yeah. We want to be tolerant on that program so that people could express themselves. We encourage people to be reasonable and to respect one another. That's the only objection. Respect one another and let's be reasonable. And we want to provoke discussion so that we could discuss issue and walk away and go and have coffee or tea or rum. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, my brother.
Well, I am relieved that the Prime Minister have finally announced the date for election.
Yes, I wanted the election come to.
But because people was getting a bit anxious. Now that he released the date, we hear a whole set of halabu.
Who ready, who don't ready.
And as a matter of fact, I was shocked when I heard a lady say that that's wickedness, and I'm questioning what is wickedness.
Well, he called election.
The point is, the Prime Minister have been saying that everybody have been saying, go and register. They remind me of the 5 wise and the 5 foolish virgins. It seems to me that this thing about last minute is the DNA of Grenadians. To go and pay the license last minute. I think last week I was in Mades and I see a line of vehicles. I wondered, what they are going to inspect. Long line. And I don't understand.
I think people like it, eh?
School children are going to pay it.
I think it's cultural. They like it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they like
so this thing about Grenade, I have difficulty. But no, when you hear people talking about that wickedness, I was so disturbed. I said, well, what is she talking about? She living in a different world.
We normally use the strongest language.
We have 5 years continuous registration, and yet people are making use of it. And then they come about wickedness. And the Prime Minister said 2 weeks ago, he said when the bell ring, he will be going straight on. That was said.
He said that, yeah.
Who have ears to hear, let them hear. And who have eyes to see, them see. What I really called to talk about is the last time I saw a gentleman on TV, I think his name is Bob, Kellan Bob. And he was jumping up and saying, he's irate, and he was, upset and what and all. Because St. Lucian got the contract to do the road in Molyneux.
It was Kellan Bob that was saying it?
Yeah, I think the journalist, I'm not sure. But
I thought it was Denison.
No, I think it's Kellan Bob.
I didn't hear.
As a matter of fact, I think
I heard the one that says he's a lawyer.
Well, yes, that one.
That is Denison George.
That's Denison George.
Not Kellan Bob. Kellan Bob might have been the journalist that did it.
Maybe I might miss it. Anyway, as a matter of fact, I think this one have a PhD recently.
Well, okay.
Yes, the one I'm talking about, as a matter of fact, I already had a PhD.
Okay, well, one of them,
he's doctor, whatever he is.
Okay.
Because when I listened to him, I was kind of perturbed. I said, what he's talking about? I mean, if somebody has a doctorate, they're able to analyze things. I don't know what information they get in when they in New York or where they are. In the diaspora, they get out of false information.
You have a lot of doctorate into particular areas. Sometimes having a doctorate don't mean you're very smart in everything,
Well, I was wondering what you have a doctorate.
No. You could have a doctorate in a particular area.
Whether you have the study board, so maybe you should consider to that.
Sometimes you don't know swimology.
What I'm talking about, this man ought to cause confusion, chaos, and disunity among the Caribbean community. What is wrong with a St. Lucian getting... As a matter of fact, when I heard they were tendering the job, I as a Grenadian, I was hoping that a Grenadian will get the job. However, it's an open bid. And if this guy know anything about bidding, he will know that once it's open, anybody, you look for the best person. Government can, I mean, as a matter of fact, I heard 2 Grenadians applied. One didn't qualify, he didn't make standard. So he was discarded only. The other one, 20 documents that they had to prepare. He didn't prepare about 14. And the minister outlined about 4 of them. He talked about insurance.
But Color,
yes.
We had Wimpy here. We had MK. We had the Cuban building airport. We had the Chinese company here. We had American company.
Very much so.
So I couldn't understand his issue because it's a St. Lucian company.
And he's talking about the slap in the face for people that are unemployed and a whole set of...
but remember, Facebook give everybody who want to get attention could come on the air and get attention, including me. So.
But these are the things that because as a matter of fact, what I realized, most of the people in the diaspora, they get information from their source and sometimes very misleading, and they don't filter it. They just come and open them out and I mean it's very, very. I mean, as a Grenadian, you sit down and listen to people say they are Grenadian, they talk like that. It's very disturbing because as a matter, the job entails that your best person get the job. If the government employ anybody, and then the road collapse, they say, oh, when you're spending $6 million, you must show that you have the person with the competence.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, one of the documents the guy they didn't prepare. When they asked him about his track record, what that wasn't done.
Yeah.
So as a matter of fact, they had a point system. The person who got the bid got 92. The Grenadian can get 42, 41, somewhere down. So how do you expect to get a job? We have to stop this and look at the things analytically and sensible and stop this confusion and backbiting. You want the best for Grenadian, but yet you want to give somebody the job who is not competent. And you tell me you have a PhD? No, I don't. These are the things that baffles my mind.
Thank you, Color.
So I have a good day, Mr. Pierre.
Yes. Good. And this is one of the good things about our program. We could call and express our views independently on any subject matter. Any subject matter. And we are part of CARICOM, and we're striving for one market and economy. So a St. Lucian company, Dominican and Vinci, we're pretty all right with it. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Yes,
Michael. Go. Yes, my brother.
With you, I heard Dennis and George speaking about it. And of course, I want to agree with you that in this world, contracts are very open. There's some contracts by the World Bank and IMF that even the Grenadians cannot take a bid because the track record does not meet the criteria. But I heard Denison saying one thing, but he never elaborated about that particular contractor is being investigated or something. And I was hoping that he would say much more. Now, if a contractor is being investigated, it's something that we need to look at. But to emphasize and overemphasize the point that it's a foreign contractor doesn't make much sense.
No.
It doesn't make sense. We are very open as long as... I would always want a Grenadian contractor to get the job. Of course, most of the money will remain here. But if you can't meet the criteria, then why give it to you? But I really would like the last point you was making in that the contractor was being investigated by something, but I didn't get the full content of it. And that is the point that I would like to...
He put so much emphasis on the fact that he was a St. Lucian.
Yeah.
That I think all other things just crushed.
But that doesn't make much sense. I think if there is some investigation about the person, about previous contract, then there's some validity. And I think he needs to come forward now and say that. Otherwise, his posting does not make much sense.
But he said he was running for election.
He was what?
He said he was running for election,
I heard so, yeah.
In the notice from my community, so I was patiently waiting for him to have a discussion with him.
Right. I think if he make a point, he must give all the information relating to the point that he made. And don't stop it halfway.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. He emphasized the thing about being a foreign man, St. Lucian. Again,
that was out of taste.
Out of CARICOM.
Yeah.
But, yes. So you're not far from us. All right. That's what I'll make the point.
Yes, thank you, and it's good to hear you, my brother. Yes, the number to call is 4420175. Coming up to Saturday today, I saw a small protest. 3 persons, well, not small, but 3 persons. They had the placards from TAM CC. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Mr.
Yes,
Pierre.
caller, welcome.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, my brother.
I'm hearing you low, but Mr. Pierre, you know the best piece of road what done in Grenada was done by Kenny Trucking? You know where that road was done, Mr. Pierre?
No, well, the best is always relative, in tongue long, So when you say best, I say best is always relative. In tongue long.
Mr. Pierre, do you remember that Perseverance piece of road was done by Kenny Trucking? A Grenadian born?
Well, I know Kenny is quite capable. He's quite capable.
Look at the condition of this road. It's between the same Molyneux and Perseverance area, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah.
Look how this road stand up, Mr. Pierre. So when people are complaining about, I believe in OECS and unity and common economy, but when the gentleman talking about a slap in the face, Mr. Pierre, I'm supporting him there.
No, I can't agree with him. You see, what the gentleman did was to attack St. Lucia unnecessarily. I thought it was out of taste or maybe a lack of understanding what's going on in the Caribbean. I was disappointed in Denison because he knows American companies come here, Chinese company, Wimpy come, Chinese come, MK, a British company was here. So I couldn't understand why he attacked a St. Lucian company. It is an open bid.
Yes.
And in an open bid, it is open to anybody. And the work that have to be done, somebody have to do it and have to be capable. And the minister was very clear that 6 Grenadian companies expressed interest. 6 expressed interest and only 2 that made submission.
Yes, I'm not saying no.
So there is no question.
The last caller was just spoken to you had talked about the track record, Mr. Pierre. The track record of the person.
You don't know, remember, the minister explained, and Kenny have a number of contract with government. So maybe Kenny didn't name the companies, but maybe Kenny didn't express interest.
No, I'm not talking about Kenny.
So, well, you can't single him out.
No.
Because in that case...
I make the point about Kenny just to show that how Grenadians can do the job.
And the caller said he'd have loved it to be a Grenadian company because the money would have stayed in the economy.
Right.
But we cannot let anybody, we must not let anybody single out St. Lucia or Dominica, St. Vincent for prosecution.
I'm not saying that. I'm not singling them out.
That is what Denison did.
But he also mentioned, which the last caller who spoke to you talk about, the record of the company. It's in public. It's public knowledge. In St. Lucia, everyone knows the track record.
Well, we don't.
Why they blaming the gentleman? The gentleman is talking.
Caller, you're mixing up 2 things. Denison principal attack was the fact that the company was not local. And the caller mentioned that he said something about the company. He said he didn't pursue that point. We should find out more information about that.
Right.
But what the impression Denison was given that the government in Grenada ignored local company for St. Lucian company. And I thought that was out of taste and he was wrong.
Okay. Another thing, Mr. Pierre, I want to touch on before I go.
And you have just a few seconds, so punch.
Yeah. I heard you mentioning about the Prime Minister who served the longest in the Caribbean, the Prime Minister who win the...
Is it a fact?
Mr. Pierre.
Is it a fact?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
But after achieving all this, Mr. Pierre, what are the legacy of this gentleman? What are the legacies? Could you mention some legacies?
I could mention off the air when you.
For example, Mr.
When you finish, ask the question.
Eric Gary was.
Anytime you ask me a question, particularly because that question have a lot of substance, so I would like to answer you.
But I cannot see nothing in the 23 years. You know?
But sometimes if you have eyes, some people have eyes they can see.
I see a white elephant in the stadium.
Okay.
I see the cruise ship coming up.
But let me answer, you know. Let me give a different perspective.
The cruise ship terminal is seasonal. Morris Bishop built the airport. That's bringing money every day. SU, dairy, every day you get revenue, 30% of the GDP. Show me something the Prime Minister have done that will create an impact on economic growth and development, Mr. Pierre. Could you pinpoint anything for the 20-something years? Could you?
You want to give me a chance to answer, you know?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to answer it tomorrow. You don't have enough time for when you're speaking about an individual who is the most successful leader, political leader in the Caribbean, in the Commonwealth. For a leader who lead a political party that was successful in the polls on 3 occasions and win all the seats. So I'll have to take some time off and answer you another day. I noticed there was a demonstration this morning with T.A. Marisho Community College. I read 2 or 3 of the 3 posters they had. One of them, they was referring to slavery, claimed they treated us in slavery. And it seems as though they're complaining about remuneration. But I take particular interest in education because in Grenada, I'm always challenging the productivity level in education. We're not as productive as we could. And I lay the blame squarely at the foot of our educators and the parents of our children. Because 70% of our children exit secondary school without the basic requirements. And in this era, education is the answer. Education is the answer. So anytime I see anything related to protests in the field of education, I'll speak about it. But maybe tomorrow, God's will, I'll speak about that too. And some of the achievement that has been brought out here as a result of Dr. Kit Mitchell. We're back with you again tomorrow between 12 and 1 when we have another opportunity to punch.
By test of their code, the heroes of lands in the sun, we vow to join hands and to focus on building one Caribbean. Raise your